spoken to Vice President Harris about her running mate. Yeah.
You know who she's going to pick? You have been a vice president before. What key qualities should the vice president be looking for when she picks her?
I'll let her work that out.
Why did you drop out? Why did you drop out? Why did you drop out?
About Gaza.
The Pennsylvania teacher still sitting in a Russian prison.
We're not giving up. We're not giving up on that. You want me to tell you ahead of time so he doesn't get out?
Finally home, Marc Fogel was able to be released from the Russian prisons and is back on U.S. soil. Now, it took the Biden administration 3 years trying to negotiate and going back and forth and making all of these empty promises. And President Trump came in and within 3 weeks was able to get this man back on U.S. soil. And the last time we had a hostage released under the Biden administration with Russia, it was for Brittany Griner, and we released the doctor of death. Now, why did they choose Brittany Griner over a school teacher, Marc Fogel, or Paul Whelan? Well, she checked all the boxes. She was Black and she was gay. And remember, during that time, we were, in one of the most divisive moments I've ever seen in this country. And it was all about checking the boxes and DEI. And so we released the doctor of death to get back a gay Black WNBA player. Now, by all means, I'm happy whenever we can get citizens back. But this gentleman and Whelan have been over there much longer than her. But yet Joe Biden's focus was on getting her and left these two Americans, just left them stranded. And you heard on that video, he said, oh, we're working on that. And that was after he had already dropped out of the race. He was a lame duck president. Nobody respected Joe Biden. He wasn't going to get anything back. But President Trump came in showing power. Now, I'm going to show you the report of Mr. Fogel landing on U.S. soil, his reactions, and we're going to check out what President Trump had to say to Mr. Fogel and to the American people. It's a great day. I feel more patriotism right now than I have felt, I'm going to say, in the last 13, 16 years. And here's why I say that. Even though Trump was president from 2016 to 2020, when Barack Obama took office, this country became the beginning of the divisiveness started under President Obama. And then Trump came in, and remember, the mainstream media was attacking him left and right. So there was no patriotism. As a matter of fact, we saw more division between Blacks and whites and other cultures than we have since it was like the 40s and the 50s. And we live in one of the most modern eras, but yet mentally, we went way backwards. Why? Because the leadership, you had Joe Biden standing on stage telling a Black college, a school at Morehouse, a Black college for males, telling them, hey, white supremacy is your biggest threat. As a white guy standing on a podium in the commander-in-chief of the country, what type of message is that? And you got Kamala Harris playing into the stereotype, running around as a fake Black woman, cooking greens in bathtubs, which is something Black people do not do. And so to have a president who is about America first, now we want to help other people, but we got to help our people first, period. And President Trump was able to do in 3 weeks what Joe Biden couldn't do in 3 years. And this is just the beginning. It's not even a full month yet. So check out this clip of the report of Marc Fogel returning home and his time with President Trump in the White House. All right, check this out.
Marc Fogel, an American teacher held in a Russian prison for more than 3 years, we're happy to say is back on U.S. soil this morning. Last night, Fogel was welcomed by President Trump at the White House shortly after his plane landed in this country. Look at that. Ed O'Keefe joins us now from Washington. Ed, we're hearing more from Russia this morning about a possible exchange. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Gail, good morning. President Trump said the terms of the deal were very fair, but this morning the Kremlin says an unidentified Russian citizen was freed in the United States in exchange for Fogel's release.
A White House welcome after 3.5 years in Russian captivity.
I feel like the luckiest man on earth right now. I love our country, and I'm so happy to be back here.
American school teacher Marc Fogel, seen here on surveillance video, was arrested at a Moscow airport in 2021 for carrying small amounts of marijuana. His family says was for medical purposes, but it's illegal in Russia.
We appreciate President Putin's what he did. He was able to pull it off for you, right?
Overnight, Fogel's sister Anne cheered his release.
Every step of the way was really fraught. So tonight is definitely a night for celebration.
Fogel's return from Russia was suddenly announced Tuesday after flight trackers noticed a jet owned by Steve Witkoff, a close friend of the president and now special envoy for the Middle East, landed in Russia. Trump said earlier Tuesday the U.S. gave little to get Fogel back.
Not much. No, they were very nice. We were treated very nicely by Russia, actually.
White House National Security Advisor Michael Waltz called Fogel's release a show of good faith by Russia and a sign we're moving in the right direction to end the brutal and terrible war in Ukraine. Fogel began serving a 14-year prison sentence in June 2022, convicted by the same court that handled the case of Brittany Griner. On Tuesday, Fogel thanked Trump for brokering his release.
President Trump is a hero.
Now, that special envoy, Steve Witkoff, is the most senior U.S. official known to have visited Moscow since then CIA Director Bill Burns did before the start of the war in Ukraine. The president also said another American is set to be released today, but he didn't specify who. Gail?
All right, we'll hear about that later on. Thank you, Ed.
It is an awesome day in America when you see things like that happen. This man is back home. For small traces that he had for medical purposes, that the way they were going to this bag, he may not have even known that it was there because they said traces. They didn't say they found anything. Brittany Griner had vape pens. They said small traces. And this man was held because Joe Biden was weak. They didn't give him back. And they gave up. They fought to get Brittany Griner back, where she actually did attempt to smuggle marijuana into the country. You know, again, happy to get everybody back, but those gentlemen have been there. And Biden made empty promise after empty promise after empty promise. And President Trump is showing what a real leader looks like, acts like, and the Democrats don't know what to do because, you know, their TDS forces them to fight Trump on everything. But everything he's doing is what the American people want. And so they're literally fighting against the American people, and they too ignorant to even realize it. You know, so next I'm going to show you the clip. It's a short clip of President Trump with Mark at the White House. And before I even get to the clip, if you're enjoying this content, you like this video, do me a solid, hit that like button. I'll never ask you for a cash app. I will never ask you for a super chat, but you hitting that like button, it is currency. It helps spread the video around. And on this channel, I share political and current events and selling strategies and tips. So, you know, if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. And once you do, hit that notification bell and select all. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. But let's check this clip out.
Everybody knows Mark. He's become a very famous guy. He's a very happy guy tonight. So it's just a real honor, an honor to have you at the White House.
I feel like the luckiest man on earth right now. And I want you to know that I am not a hero in this at all. And President Trump is a hero. These men that came from the diplomatic service are heroes.
Yes.
Did you speak directly to President Putin about?
Well, I don't want to say that. I just want to say that I appreciate very much what they did in letting Mark go home.
I also should make mention that President Putin was very generous and statesmanlike in granting me a pardon. I mean,
what were the terms of this deal, Mr. President?
Very fair, very, very fair, very reasonable. Not like deals you've seen over the years. They were very fair. And I think that's going to lead, and somebody else is being released tomorrow that you will know of. I think this could be the very important element. You could be a big part of it, actually, because it could be a big, important part of getting the war over with Ukraine. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
You notice how President Trump has mastered dealing with the press? You notice how far he's much more relaxed this time around. See, before, I think he felt like he had to try to prove and make his point that he was working for the good to fight the onslaught of the media. But this time around, the American people are more aware. The media is still up to their same old crap, but he's doing things in such a way that them fighting against it makes them look crazy. Like, how could, now Gayle King, we know she's got TDS, just like Oprah. She can't stand this man. That reporter, Ed, they can't stand him. They did everything they could to make his life a living you know what in his first term. And they stayed silent while Biden almost destroyed the country. So for them to have to report on all these things when he does great things, oh, it drives them crazy. MSNBC probably won't even report on it. And they might, I'm just joking, but CNN, they're going to probably report on it, but they'll try to skew it and say, yeah, but, what did Trump give up? Nobody can talk about any giving up of anything when we exchange the doctor of death for a WNBA, a gay black WNBA player who really did try to smuggle drugs into that country. So I just wanted to jump in and share that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now, getting full on all these W's. I'm sure you are too. And these lefty lunatics look crazy every day. And I'm not sure if you been catching these protests. Oh my God, it is insane. It's like the geriatric protests. You're yelling too loud, somebody might fall out. But let me stop playing. But hey, listen, if you like the video, remember, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't subscribed, share it, and other than that, I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Thanks for stopping by. Over now.